Here's what I struggle with, and maybe you can help me out. I have a whiteboard in my shop that I use when I start a project. On it, I'll put the measurements I need for all the parts I'll have to make. However, the final design of what I'm building, in this case a short dresser that'll be at the foot of a bed, just floats around and turns in my head. Then add to that a fresh stack of red oak, I can get confused on what's on my whiteboard will fit best with which piece of wood. So I seriously could use your help. What's the best way to go from a design to a list of parts to a random stack of wood? So any ideas you have, please leave them in the comments. I will certainly be looking forward to those. After I'm done agonizing over that last seemingly easy step of the process, I'll begin stressing over cutting down the boards into smaller pieces using my circular saw. This not only brings the pieces down to a size that's easier to handle, but also begins marking them with which piece I've determined goes where. It's now time to fire up my Wen thickness planer with the spiral head. Great piece of equipment. I'll leave a link for it in the description if you're interested. As you can see, my dust collection system for it is state-of-the-art. I believe with this project I was bringing it down to 3/4 of an inch, but also obviously flattening both faces of each board. I always clamp my 4-foot level to my table saw's fence. This allows me to better true up each side of all the boards. On the first side, I'll cut off as little as possible and then flip the board over to cut the final width of whatever I need. It's now time to take these thinner boards and start gluing them up into bigger panels. We'll need 2 sides, the top, which is the biggest panel it will be making, a back and a front. Now the front panel, I have this idea that I don't know if it'll work, and I've never done it before. I've never really even seen it done before. I'm sure people have, I've just never seen it. All I do know is if it works, it'll be really awesome. If it doesn't work, I'll have a lot of red oak firewood. With how big these panels are and the fact that there was 5 of them I had to do, I definitely used every clamp I had, including some of my grandfather's 100-year-old clamps. And as every woodworker knows, how many clamps are enough? Always one more than what you have. Once these are dry and out of clamps, I will do a rough sanding to get rid of any excess glue that's still left behind and to make sure the seams are as perfect as can be. To cut the panels down to their final length, I'll use my homemade track saw. The track is made of a 2x4 and a piece of plywood, and the saw part is the same circular saw I used earlier. I see no reason spending more than this on a track saw since it all does exactly the same thing. For the final width of each panel, I will obviously go back to the table saw though and still use my extended fence with the clamped on level. Since I was going to try something unique or new for me on the front panel, I decided to make a whole video on just the details of how I did that. But you will see the results in a little bit here. Next, I'll put on some stain and a couple of clear coats of finish. Whenever practical, I like to put the finish on before assembly. That way it's easier to get into the tight corners and hard to reach spots. I'll apply the finish with a brush going across the grain, and then with the grain I'll wipe off the excess with a clean rag. With the clear coat I'll use a brush to apply a thin layer, sanding lightly in between each application until I have enough on that it looks and feels the way I want it. And even though the directions on the can says you can recoat after only 6 or 8 hours, I like to give it a full day at least to make sure it is completely dry. With smaller parts, you want to take extra care on how much you're putting on because it's very easy to put on too much. The last thing you want to do then is run your brush in one direction very lightly. That way you can smooth it all out, make sure every area is covered, and that it looks even. As long as you take your time and pay attention to what you're doing, by the time you get to the end of your project, you should have a very well protected and beautiful looking piece. Starting to put on the front panel or face frame here, and if you recall, I said I was going to try something different with the way I make this. As easy as that looked, how I made this was anything but that. Can you tell how this is different than a normal or conventional way of making a face frame? If you think you know what the difference is, why don't you leave an answer in the comment? I'll let you know if you're right or not. While you're thinking about it, I'll continue to put this in place. You might have noticed at the top I clamped on some angle pieces to keep things square, and also I had some dowels in there to keep everything aligned. And although with a glue up like this, you normally don't need to leave it in the clamps for more than a couple hours, I'll leave it sit overnight to make sure it's completely dry, and then remove all the clamps at that point. And let me tell you, there sure were a lot of clamps. Now that that's done, I'll start working on the top. First, I'll put on 2 parallel lines. One is to mark the edge of the overhang. The other is to mark the location of the Z-clips. At random locations, I'll drill some pilot holes at the inner one of the 2 lines. I have some black electrical tape wrapped around the drill bit to make sure I don't go too deep. Last thing I want to do is put a hole all the way through the top. Unfortunately, you have to hand screw these in, but I'll leave the clips loose so they're easier to adjust when I put the top on. Maneuvering the top into place always seems like it's more difficult than what it should be. Fortunately, you don't need to be perfect with this, you just need to be close. Once we start tightening the Z-clips, it'll move the top into where it wants to be. And as long as we made those initial lines correct, that'll be spot on.